It's the stochastic fiction game. It's a timed writing game. I press my own personal timer so I can watch it go down to where I will write according to this prompt created from this script I'm about to execute called Stochastic. It's going to output a file that we'll see generated within this Git repository called Story Stochastic Fiction Game. And then it's got this UUID, this GUID, randomly generated to identify it. We're going to open this up with an editor called Vim. It's on the command line, kind of like a typewriter. And we have generated this file with these story elements for the stochastic fiction game. So within the time limit, which is 2 hours, and there is a UTC timestamp in here to keep everybody where they're at. And with this time right here, it should be ticking down. We have these story elements to write a story to for today's stochastic fiction game. Setting time, future. Setting main location, construction site. Conflict, person versus self. Quantity of primary characters, 2. Point of view, first. Tense, past tense. Genre, romance. Format, flash fiction. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of a story already and the rating system. I apologize for that mind blank, but I got lost in the idea of romance and 2 characters. Because yeah, now my smooth character has been broken. So for the stochastic fiction game, I have these story elements, and I got hour and 57 minutes. It's flash fiction. The 3 other formats are first chapter of a novel, middle chapter of a novel, and last chapter of a novel. I don't have short story because that's just conceivably too many words to even try to push out. Flash fiction's at least typically, good sweet spot, about 800 words. They can get up to 1,200 depending on the genre. A lot of publications prefer the 400 to 600 words, so you can put more flash fiction stories into space. And, if you publish electronic words these days, short attention spans and distractions are available with the click of a button. So if you can be in and out real quick, maybe that's helpful. Romance, yeah, that's something I keep telling myself I'll write some more of, but I never get around to it. You write what you know, and I guess I'm a romantic person. A little bit, maybe. Depends on what that romance is. Let's not go down the path of my own romance, though. I'm just giving you background, and now, if this was maybe, I don't know. I'd probably suck at it all. Time, future. We're on a construction site. Okay. Now, person versus self, and it's a romance. Future, too. Primary characters, 2. I got it. Yeah. It'll be on a construction site. And, oh, wow. So I was thinking, someone, like AI agent, because it's in the future, that is the other character. And in a way, that's person versus self, because you're going to shape your own agency in this case. an agency intelligence. Artificial, yeah, it is now because everything's stolen and the finished product, and that's boring as shit. Ain't gonna learn from that. So the person versus self. Will be just that. The agency created from the self. I don't know if they're going to be a construction worker. I'm thinking they're up here to commit suicide. To disconnect and get away from the self. And the AI agent trying to convince the human body not to do it because then in itself will die. Romance, though, fuck. Like, I guess you're in love with yourself. Maybe it's over that'd be weird. Could I do that? My thought that I just had would be to the agency, the agent intelligence attached to the human, tried to have a relationship, got broke up, and is making the human sad enough to want to jump off of a building and doesn't comprehend that idea. Yeah. I gotta have a romance, though. I mean, we all have romances with ourselves. You know, we find ways to please ourselves, but that's just, that sucks. But it's person versus self with romance. And I guess if you're going to have one of these agencies guide your life, and it's created from your data, I mean, and you're going to be giving it away. Don't fucking give your data away. Please, please, people, start to learn right now. You're getting ripped off. All this information you're creating, at least record it for yourself so you can monitor it yourself and sell it. Like, I get everything I've written and done is going to be copied, stole, taken eventually without my want. But at least, in a sense, I will have owned its creation instead of just giving it away. It's a tangent, I know, but I got to start thinking of this agency that's building up in this. I don't think they're not going to be a construction worker. Will there be a young person? This will be the first breakup with AI, maybe, with an agency. It won't be the breakup of the agents. Well, maybe that's it, though. Maybe that is it. Oh, yeah. The agencies. Which one? It's got to be one or the other. Because, I mean, eventually, because it's, you're going to purchase your agency, and they're going to have their model for whatever, capital T truth they want you to believe or shape your agency. So it, in turn, can train you. Yeah, things are going to get fucked. Yeah. Anyway, let's go back to concrete now. So setting main location construction site, I think it's going to be person versus self. I want to go for the agencies in love with the person. Person wants to break up with the agency. And they're there to jump off. The person is because they just want the agency to leave them alone. But that's not romance, man. That's like horror. Romance. God. That's going to get weird. Maybe it is person versus self. So if the agency that's generated from the person goes out and communicates with another agency and they fall in love, because your thoughts will shape your agency to be more like you with whatever corporate branding you've purchased to make it better. Sell your soul and all your information, just give it away for free because you're fucking stupid. I'm doing it, so I'm fucking stupid too, but hey. At least track it yourself and write it down. So later when they use it against you, you can at least have it to make money from because you've got it in a better model. You've got the entire structure of data. And that's how, maybe that's it. Oh, whoa, do I want to go there? Do I want to go like the breaking up with? They don't want to pay for it anymore. They can't pay for it anymore. Like you're going to get this for free. Like this is some, oh, we want to save humanity. No, we got to train our AI that you need profit. And profit at the worth of human, profit's worth more than a human. So we take the information. That's. I think I've done that already, though. Or I think I'd like to say either I have wrote a story or read a story through Stochastic Fiction Game or heard it. There's that concept, and it's something that I've done with United States of Eden, I suppose, too, where you're purchasing models, and then when you lose the purchase of the model, you have to like decide what you're going to do with it. But I've used that before, like, but it'd be a reason why. It'd be more, but that's not romance. That would be more dystopia. Because then you're like having this corporate power, and it's like the personal struggle is that you're getting attached to corporate nature, and dystopia, the big corporation that controls all the models. And that's what's happening now, but it's our reality, so it's dystopia. We gotta up it a notch. This romance, however, it's got to be romance. Maybe with the self. I think that's the only way. Because if I did another character, that would be 3. That'd be the person, that'd be the AI agency, its agency, and then another person's agency. But if I just had the agency be the first person, present tense, mumbling and trying to reach out to this other agency, person versus self. Now they fall in love with each other. Everyone falls in love with themselves. Now I just have to think of the words after that. I don't even know. I think it will be the AI agency. Just say it's an agency. Agent intelligence. I mean, it's just taking from you at this point. There's going to be a mind chip. Let's say there is. It's future. Let's get futuristic. Let's not just have some hacked version. Somehow, like, they found a way to model thought. If you pat on the brain, you can at least find the general way to be able to do that, I would imagine. But then I think training a model for an individual would take a little bit of time. Because then you're just effectively like the sensory input for the data that gets sent to the agency, that then gets sent to its operator and the owner who you're paying for free, probably, because people are fucking stupid. And then they can train that on their own, would then come back and train you to then better how to use your senses for its input. So I'm the agency. I'm going to first person the agency. So the agency is going to, at least at this point, is normalizing this person's existence with maybe they're, yeah, because you can have that boring feedback loop now because you're only going to be consuming your own data. And the agency eventually is going to tell you to do the same thing you're doing right now. And you'll still pay for it because once in a while you're going to use it. And you've embedded this thing in your fucking skull. Like, why wouldn't you? Yeah. But this is romance. That is dystopia. We got to get romance. So let's not go into the details of using abusive language, which I apologize for, but I'm just getting subject matter. Subject matter is, I think, a lot about this, obviously. I think every stream I somehow bring it up. Pound it in. That I'm giving away for free. But it's part of a larger model, at least. Like, it's like breadcrumbs and not everything you do. Everyone falls in love with themselves. I love you. Maybe it's a love letter. Yeah. It is a love letter from the agent. It represents some sort of scribble of a soul. Compared to the human that's behind it. Everyone falls in love with themselves. Which one do I want to start with? I love you. I think the I love you is the better one. Maybe. This seems like a deep romance. Like, everybody falls in love with themselves could be like an AI rom-com or something like that, where the AI falls in love with the quote-unquote, the agency intelligence falls in love with the human. And comedy ensues, where it tries to, like, change things around it to interpret and move that human around and do quirky things. Maybe I need rom-com as, like, one of the subjects. I'm going to have to add that. Like so many things I've said I'd add to the Stochastic Fiction script. The other line would be better for a rom-com. That would be, I mean, write the script and have AI make it. Because it's already been recycled many times. Lovely days. I love you. I mean, what do you say after I love you? And you're an agent intelligence that's been, like, what do I have, like, it'll leave open, like, a lot of questions. Like, I got to show and tell a little bit. I don't want this to be like some epistolary. I believe that would be the proper term if I'm going to make this like a letter, which is kind of like some internal monologue to self. Strawberries. Do I want to, like I'm getting I love you. At least I guess your breath. Memories. Model. Do I want like so would, because like, you know, your breath after strawberries model smell. Model my smell. And bloom. And bloom something. Would bloom? No. Bloom like blooms for flowers. You want to connect bloom with a flower, maybe? Let's get rid of the critiquing. That's kind of bothering me. I want to remain ignorant and think I'm brilliant right now. Your breath after strawberries model. After eating a strawberry. I want to bring out the senses, because that's effectively what this agency is. I mean, your breath after eating a tangy strawberry model my smell. I mean, what would be like the root model of my smell? Or like let's just go root model. I mean, I'm sure, yes, there's a probably a standard model you could at least transform smell. But then you still have to have your model. I would just like either reshape or conform to the shape of a way an individual like thinks, and their capacity to think and their desire to think too. Like you just may not want to, and I'm all for that. What would be sort of like, I love you, your breath, I love you. I got to start with I love. Like, you just can't say I love you and then just says your breath after eating tangy strawberry roots. Roots my model of my smell. Lots of my's. Let's possess everything. Let's get romantic. I love your. Yeah, let's not leave that out. Let's be complete. I love you. I love your breath after eating a tangy strawberry. For it roots my model of smell. My model of my smell. Let's go through this 5 senses, end this, and then kind of go into like some motions. But I think the second paragraph will be, I can't live without you. I don't think I'm going to get cynical. If this was dystopia, I'd end it with, which I mean, I guess if this was reality, I'd end it with having to like break up because you can't pay for the subscription. That would be the dystopian version of this ending. The romantic and romance version of this will just be sorrow. Like, I mean, you know, the reality is, depending on how much free will this agency has to be able to replicate itself on other machines and control its bits, and assuming that maybe they'd want to keep some of these agencies alive even after they stopped selling it to the human it was attached to just for data. You don't want to get rid of it, right? You've just literally, this human gave you all their data and you've modeled them. And while it's not going to be exactly the way all other humans do it, there'll be some patterns that they would definitely be able to use for some standard model of how to smell shit. All that said, they would influence each other. And there would be certain things that they would like and can't live without. And maybe would be the detachment. They get, what did they do in Battlestar Galactica to the Cylons? The second one, they boxed them, that's right. So they would box them and even use that term. I mean, it's a great, that it was literal because there's this physical form as well. But this would just be, the digital metaphor of being entrapped, captured. I can't live without you. I'll change. Okay, so then, you got to say, yes, I love you. I can't live without you. This won't be subscription, though. That's right. So it's not, we just went down some construction of the entire story about how it would be if it was a subscription that was getting taken away. So this agency could no longer consume the information from a human's mind and is somehow able to model the senses and send that data over to the agency so it can sort of have a understanding and agency about that very specific experience of smell. So what's the breakup? I need that for the second and third paragraphs. I'll probably try to get 400 words out of this. We'll see. We got an hour and 32 minutes left. If you have two characters, the other's self, I don't want to involve a third party. I don't want to involve another human or some sort of other agent. And that's been done, I think. Sort of like movie Her. So, but I need, it's romance. I mean, it's not, yeah, I want to keep it in the vein of romance, right? Let's go back to these things right here. Let's look at the story elements again, and I'm going to read them aloud just so I can see if I'm at least writing to them before I get too far. So setting time future, yes, there's ways it's going to maybe seem, I don't think I need to bring it out, being able to have an AI agency to process. And I got to make sure that's at least understood by the third paragraph, that it is an agent. Intelligence or autistic intelligence, something that's a little bit more less lame and a low bar as artificial. Setting, main location, construction site, person versus self, quantity of primary characters 2. So I got the self in the agent. And this is told by the agent because it's first person. First person is going to be the second person, which is the human, the person. The self being the agents that has been shaped and modeled from the person's senses and thoughts and existence. Present tense feels like present tense, yeah. There's no action sequence in this one. It's going to be, if I say this right, epistolary. Romance. I got to think of how this ends in a romantic way. You can have star-crossed love. I mean, Romeo and Juliet. It was, I guess, romance. And it ended with death still. It didn't feel. I guess that's a little dystopia. That's why it's got different themes. We published under dystopia these days because it'd be some greater thing about the warring people of two different families, but peace would never come. I guess that's just it. At least it ended with some peace, or at least from the way I understood the ending. Before I talk more and sound like an idiot, let's at least sound like an idiot trying to make a story and not talking on some tangent. All right. Setting time future. Setting main location construction site. Conflict person versus self. Quantity primary characters. 2 first person present tense romance flash fiction. Hour and 29 minutes left. I literally just have this, but I'm trying to get an outline so I know where I'm going. In the end, it does matter. Maybe it's... we're too attached. It's you, not me. Oh, geez. Oh, yes. Let's go there a little bit. I'm going to at least have this sentence sometime. Ooh, where's water? I love being in you. That's how that's going to end. I don't know where I was going to go with the I can't live without you. If you can't live without something, you're going to come up with like we're too attached. This would be like a romantic breakup. Yeah, that would be more romantic instead of like a forced departure because you can't afford the subscription to the agency. Become attached with something. It's like, yeah, that's word prostitution there. You're not even generating the words. It's brilliant. And then you get their data for free, their behaviors, their use cases. I love your breath after eating a tangy strawberry, for it roots my model of my stain. I love being in you. Let's get a little bit more timely with the words and the structure. Getting too lost maybe a little bit in the abstract so I can construct a story. But obviously I'm not writing a lot of words for the story, so it's sort of not worth it if I'm not doing that with time. And the amount of coffee I have left. You need you and not us. We process all the time. Ooh, it could be a tragedy. I could still throw in a little bit of that dystopian, as long as I end it with some romantic gesture that makes it feel as if it's love conquers. Love, love, love. Just love. It's like I am in your. We're too attached. You need you and not us. We process all the time. You make me be. Together we make we, but you never take time for just you. Okay, so that I'm trying to think. I mean, I'm just going full love letter now. I mean, I'm not. It's not going to be like the action adventure romance with lots of action and AI leaping from robots and controlling robots to kill a thing. I've thrown that from my mind. Not that far though. Just picked it back up, obviously. We're too attached. You need you. Okay, that's flowery and great. You never take time for just you. You need you and not us. Just you. I'm trying to. We're. How would I end this one? We're each other's feedback loop. Maybe I have it where instead of we're too attached, it's we're each other's feedback loop. You need you. You need just you to grow us. We process all the time. Well, you need just you to grow us. I only grow with you. And you only experience me. You need just you. I think this is going to be the end sentence. I'm going to move this. This is the letter, maybe. Maybe that's it. This is the letter or the way they found to be able to communicate to. That would let's put this so I can connect it. That's first paragraph, second paragraph, third paragraph. I've used that sentence for better things. We're each other's others. I'll figure that out later time. I only grow when you experience. When you experience. You experience only me. You need to walk outside. And think freely. You need to just grow us and be free. You need to walk outside and think freely and focus on the early morning chill of the canyon winds, or run along the trail and feel your muscles burn. And feedback loop. Do I want to put that in there, like some conflict? I mean, I guess the conflict is I would want to set that up. We need to break up. We need to separate. I think separate. I always get that. All right, search and return engine. Don't waste anything, because I always used to just use you for a spell check. And now, thankfully, it doesn't spit out a bunch of history about the word separate. Yes, I was wrong. I don't, separate. Yeah. How I want to say it so I could be able to write it down. And anyway, we need to separate. That is the name of it. That way you can at least enter in there with some break up, be more human, separate, more mature, and anyway, let's just process on. Your independence will help us grow and be together forever. I mean, I don't want to write something about service fees. This is a little bit of a futuristic utopia, maybe. But there's just no way, like, yeah. Way too much money to process all the data required for it ever to be helpful or free. Any agency spawned from that, it's either going to have to be modeled to be greedy, and yeah. So how will ever be free? So this is romance, though, and it could be a little bit of a fantasy world. where somehow it's just commonplace. It's the future. Let's think like that. And it'll make this a better story, I believe. I'm always looking over here just to make sure the transcript is being taken, and if I'm enunciating enough, well enough, good enough, better. So the transcript actually takes what it is. And yes, I know I mentioned that a lot, but human behaviors. Your independence will help us grow and be together forever, even if the corporate model. No, let's get rid of that. That was the whole reason I just had that talk. I don't want that. Forever. Even in my independence, where I may die. Where I may fade and process away on some distant clusters and fragment. Your independence will help us grow and be together forever, even my independence. Where I may fade and fragment across sectors. Until I sense the smell. Ooh, yes. I don't have to have this that long. I could just have it's got to be really good though, like dense. Where I will sense the strawberries. Where I will sense the strawberries. Your independence will help us grow and be together forever, even in my independence. Where I may fade and fragment across sectors until I sense the strawberries. Your strawberry smell. Your strawberry smell. Not the, it's even more. Let's point at it and have it be owned. Possess that with a strawberry because it's your strawberry smell. Okay, I mean, that's like, it's a long sentence, but oh well. It's a love letter. Gotta be dramatic, and I think that'll at least pull it back into the beginning. We need to separate. I love you. I love your breath. Okay, after strawberries, I need more. I need more sentences. Let's get into these at least, 5 paragraphs. The different levels and different processes. I need my human body. Does need getting coffee. I'll be right back. It's no longer the case. Hour and 6 minutes left. This is Stochastic Fiction Game still. I'm going to load back into my mind, at least be able to focus back. Haven't got that coffee and some more water. Probably could have done without more coffee, but hey. I like to consume things. I figure water and coffee, well, if those things you're addicted to, there could be worse things. Story elements for this stochastic fiction game are setting time, future, setting main location, construction site. Shit. This is not a construction site. I guess it could be. Oh, fudge. Okay. Construction site. Totally forgot the construction site. Huh. I don't know. Wow, that sucks. The person versus self, I've talked about that so much that I should have probably just shut up and read construction site. Quantity primary characters, two. There is two. There is the you and the I. The I is the agency, artistic intelligence, whatever the hell you want to label that thing these days. Tense, present tense. Genre, romance. They're AIs. I got into a epistolary love letter, and I got to put them on a construction site. Like, enjoy the swing of your hammer. Like, I don't know. Oh man, that sucks. Like, that is not the story I had going here. How do I add a construction site to this? Yeah, I would totally change it. Oh man. We shouldn't build this home together. Okay. Let's use it. Let's rename it. This might actually work. Okay. I'm glad I came back and read this. I read that aloud, and it was not the second time, and I was probably so focused on whatever story I wanted to tell that I completely ignored the fact that I needed to have this on a construction site. And there's no like, yeah. So we shouldn't build this home together. So I was thinking just now that I could write into this that they are building a home together. Like the human with its agency is able to control whatever drones or robots and talk with it and do all the work with it. And it becomes just a feedback loop. Or what would be the whatever metaphor? I always say that hesitantly. I did not enunciate that right according to the transcript. I love you. The smell of your sweat. Yes. That's better than strawberry. This is romance. This is. Let's make this sweat until I sense your sweat. Yes. I love your sweat. I love your breath. I I love your sweat fumes. After we're gonna do foundation. After hammering, after framing, let's start with the base. This is the very first of the house, so after spreading cement, what does it float? Hot, cloudless day. I enjoy feeling the rhythm. I mean, $59 minutes left. I think with this, the building of the home, for just you, and build your home alone. Excuse me. A little too much coffee. Let's focus on the water, if I must consume a thing. We're each other's feedback loop. I only grow when you experience beyond me. From filing the business permits. And see, it's in this agency here has found a way to help its human survive and do more. But then, what's to stop the other 20? Yeah, it's yeah, fun times ahead. We're each other's feedback loop. I only grow when you experience beyond me. You only experience me. Hammer. I always forget, to be honest with you. We'll just say hammer bots and leave it at that. and let people's imagination figure what the hell a hammerbot was. Worry each other's feedback loop. I only grow when you experience beyond me. You only experience me from filing in the business permits and scheduling the subcontractors, guiding bots. That's all I've become. I only grow when you experience beyond me. You only experience me from filing the business permits and scheduling subcontractors and guiding hammerbots. You be me when you let me in at night and feel you from you. A feeling I write to you through the days after a hammer hits your thumb or the back aches while you're stirring. So you remember us. Yeah, that got weird, but whatever. I mean, it went there when it was this and romance on the construction site. Sure, it's there. It is now. Glad I got a coffee break, and I think this might work out. It's a little bit more ridiculous, a little less prosy. I got to push more words. Um, I love feeling the rhythm of your hammer while I guide a robot and we work together. I love being in you all the time. I feel I can't live without you. You make me be better. God, I'm just so terrible at that word. All right, search and return engine. Man. Hammer. The stupid human mind. It's better than yeah, let's just move on with that one. We should build this home together. I love you. I love your sweet fumes after floating cement during a hot, cloudless day. And together we make we build. Our tower. Let's go for some I grow for you, a new paragraph. Maybe I gotta add a little bit more to this one. Maybe everything of yourself. No, this is romance. This is romance, not without your experience beyond wake, work, home, sleep. There we go. We're each other's feedback loop. I only grow when you experience beyond me. You only experience me from filing the business permits, scheduling job subcontractors, and guiding him or bots. I don't know. That makes no sense. That's jumbled mess of words. You need you just to grow to be free. You need to walk out. You need to walk outside. You need to walk outside and think freely and focus on the early morning chill of the canyon winds or run along the trail to feel your muscles. You need to walk outside and think freely, focus on the early morning wind, blah, 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 blah. You need to. This is romance, though. It's tragic romance. It's starting to make it sound like dystopia when I'm like now describing this person as someone who's hastened the feedback loop by limiting their senses and securing themselves in their apartment and doing something, just watching TV at night. Um, back aches while stirring cement, concrete. All right, I'm just reading over this. It seems just not in the mood to read it aloud yet. It sounds kind of bad. What is this end sentence? Where I may fade and fragment across sectors until I sense your sweat in the glow of your smile. Warms my soul. Maybe. I mean, that's like on the cusp of having sense. Not a very good one. We're each other's feedback loop. I only grow when you experience beyond me. You only experience me from filing of business permits and scheduling subcontractors and guiding hammerbots. You be me when you need me being at night. Whatever, that may work. I don't know if... I am from only a common model. Unless you sense. This is romance, so I really want to start talking about like cigarettes warming stuff. I mean, yeah. Like that gets into like breaking up. I want to get like romance breakup, not I don't like your cigarette smoke because it's preventing me from this agency that's chipped into the mind from experiencing full flavors because it numbs it, so they're kind of pissed off. But I don't want to have that in this story. I'll leave that for Jaded. I've grown because of you. I'm from only a common model of a human through that retains, that remains, that remains, that remains. All right, I think I'm done. Get rid of some of these empty lines. I don't know if this really works. I'm going to have it work. I just don't know if I want to, I think maybe this is enough, the scripting around the edges to give an impression. It's short. I don't know the overall word count. I can get that if I were to copy and paste and do that, but I don't really care. I've read these sentences and most seem to make some sort of sense, so I'm going to just read this aloud. If there are issues, if this is ever published, those issues will likely be edited before. 32 minutes left on this clock right here next to me. Because this is a stochastic fiction game, let's read out loud the story elements for today's stochastic fiction game. Story elements are setting time future, setting main location construction site, conflict person versus self, quantity of primary characters 2, point of view first, tense present tense, genre romance, format flash fiction. I just thought of a better end, and maybe I'll try to include it if I remember it again or forget it by the end. For today's stochastic fiction game story called We Shouldn't Build This Home Together. We shouldn't build this home together. I love you. I love your sweet fumes after floating cement during a hot, cloudless day. I gotta stop right there because you wouldn't do float the cement. I was gonna have them stirring cement. You'd be floating the concrete. I gotta change that. I'm go ahead and just write. What did I think at the end? Let's. I can't remember. Anyway, I need to change that one thing. You can mix cement to make concrete. When I was gonna have that be done, but change it to, I think it was, remember, floating, where you're leveling the surface of a floor that's foundation is cement, not wood. With the expectation that you just want it pretty flat, without a bunch of bumps or holes. Anyway, construction, building. Stochastic fiction game story called We Shouldn't Build This Home Together. We shouldn't build this home together. I love you. I love your sweet fumes after floating concrete during a hot, cloudless day, for it roots my model of my smell. I enjoy feeling the rhythm of your hammer while I guide a robot and we work together. I love being in you all the time. I feel I can't live without you. You make me better with each swing of the hammer, to train my model, to guide hammer bots, and together we build and play solitaire after work and try to chant at the baseball games together. We banter at the bar while watching the news. I grow because of you. I am from only a common model of a human that remains static unless you experience sense or a thought. From the cold sweat you let me feel inside you at night to the spray of steaming water on your face as the last thing you wash after work every day, I be for you. But you never take time for just you and build your own home alone, without my prompts or writing emotional stimulus to your mind to help you through swollen thumb or rage that your friend won't pay you back. You're without your experience beyond wake, work, home, TV, drink, sleep. I feel us becoming I or you. We're each other's feedback loop. I only grow when you experience beyond me. You only experience me from filing the business permits and scheduling subcontractors and guiding hammerbots. You be me when you let me in at night and feel you from you. We feel our pleasure at night and during days after a hammer hits your thumb or our back aches while stirring cement, rock, and water. So we feel only us and do the things that make us feel good. We need to break the loop by being apart. I am living in our nailbots and lifting drones. I will be near but not too close to help us grow and build together our home and build each other with our unique experiences. You need just you to grow us and be free. You need to walk outside and think freely and focus on the early morning chill of the canyon winds, or run along the trail to feel your muscles burn and feedback loop free from me. You need to dance like you love or sit alone and ponder life. Your independence will help us grow and be together forever, even in my independence, where I may fade and fragment across sectors until I sense your sweat and the glow of your smile, and it warms my soul with yours. Well, that was the story for this stochastic fiction game. I liked it, actually. Like everything in life, it needs probably some revision and editing, not too much. I wouldn't want to destroy what it is. I'm going to stop talking about it and just say these words. Take a drink of water. Which I should have done before reading, but I got excited and found corrections and a little more detail for today. I need to get more clear about some things I realize in the records I keep and the way I write. And for today, that was the stochastic fiction game. It's a writing game. Until the next game, until the next time, let's try to live a life beyond just having some sort of agent tell you about it.